Well, people, I have to say, right, the other day I was talking to my friend about like TV series and old films, right? So we talked about Seven, talked about Mind Hunter, and I was like, God damn it, I really want a new David Fincher film. And then I remembered The Killer, right? The Killer. It is the new joint from the man David Fincher, written by Andrew Kevin Walker. The film is produced by dum 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 Peter Mavrometz, William Doyle, and Sean Chaffin. It's executive produced by Alexandria Milchan. Again, interesting. Associate produced by Andrea McKee. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross handle the music, right? Eric Messerschmidt is on cinematography, while Kirk Baxter edits the joint, right? Lorraine Mayfield handled the casting. Donald Graham Burt, the production design, right? Art direction. We got Alice Alward, Chris Cleek, Pamela Delagio, Matthew Gatlin, Paul Luther Jackson, Elvis Maines, Dominique Mosson, Wilhelm Perez, and Thierry Zemmour. Set decoration, we have Brandy Kalish and Coco Pellizer. Kate Adams handled costume design. Right, and our cast. Well, people, Michael Fassbender, who again we haven't seen him in a while. He is the killer. Right, the lawyer is played by Charles Parnell. Yeah, I was trying to rack my brain. Who is this dude? Right? Who is Hodges? Because he was very good. And I was like, oh, yeah, Charles Parnell. Um, the client, right? Claiborne is played by Arliss Howard. Right? We've got Dolores, who is Hodges' secretary, played by Kerry O'Malley. Magdala, Mag Magdalea, yes, it's played by Sophie Charlotte. Marcus, her brother, is played by Emiliano Perna. Right, we've got Leo, played by Gabriel Polanco. The Brute, played by Salah Baker. Right, the expert who he works with is played by Tilda Swinton. The target is played by Andre Hughes. Right, the one of the bodyguards is played by Bernard Bigot. The dominatrix is played by Monique Ganderton. Right, we have the airline ticket agent played by Nikki Dixon. The female doctor played by Paloma Palcia Colon. FedEx Clark played by Laia Lockhart. United ticket agent played by Genesis Estevez. Another bodyguard is played by Leroy Edwards II. We got a couple of thugs played by Brandon Mitch and Brandon Morales. The gym janitor is played by Carlos Rodrigo Diaz. The City National Bank manager is played by Elias Fradin. The gym greeter played by Julia Rowley. The trainer played by Kev Morris Sr. Yeah, I mean, there's a load of people in this, you know. Paris flight attendant, played by Alicia Davis. Yeah, a load of different people. Now, the gist of the story is a man, solitary and cold, methodical and unencumbered by scruples or regrets. The killer waits in the shadows, watching for his next target, and yet the longer he waits, the more he thinks he's losing his mind, if not his cool. A brutal, bloody, and stylish noir story of a professional assassin lost in a world without a moral compass. This is a case study of a man alone, armed to the teeth, and slowly losing his mind. Right? And people, it's actually adapted from a French comic book series, right, which was created by Matz, aka Alexis Nolent, and Luc Jacamon. Um, it came out right in when was it again? 1998, right? The French version was 13 volumes, and it was called Le Tour. Right, it got translated into English, and they kind of halved that. So I think was 6. I do actually have these. I just have not got round to actually reading them yet. But yeah, it's been on it's been on my radar for a while. So when I heard it got translated into a film, I was like, yo, okay, let's do this. And when you know Fincher's involved, you're just like, all right, yeah. Let's take a look, baby. And we open up, right? We open up with the killer, because we don't get names, right? We get the killer all set, right? He's on a stakeout. He's watching the target, right? So yeah, he's watching a target, and he's there for days, right? And that's one of the big things with this film, because we've seen so many films about assassins, right? So many films about assassins, and they'll find a spot, get ready, boom, it's done. And then they're out, and you're just like, wait, surely, wait, how did they cover the track? Like, what's this? We see everything. So it's, again, he's there for days, planning it out, getting the shot, but not rushing it. Right? He's like, oh, to get the best shot, my heart rate has to be here. So he's got a heart rate monitor, and he's looking and being like, okay, not yet. Take a breath, blah, blah, blah. And he's going through this whole process that he has in his mind, but he's losing a little bit of distraction. There's, it's not new. You know what I mean? There's no like anxiety. He doesn't care. There's no, I'm taking a light. No. So he's got to a point where, there's a dominatrix in the room, and he's just like, no, keep focused, right? But we see all of this, and something goes wrong. Which then leads to all this other stuff. But right, again, we've seen the assassin films when something's gone wrong, right? In the Bourne films, and James Bond, and just all these other ones, right? But they just jump on a car, on a bike, whatever, and escape. Here, it's a different thing, right? We see the whole process of escape, right? The fact that he's always wearing gloves, I loved. Because, you don't want to leave fingerprints, right? So this is very methodical, right? Very meticulous. It is this kind of character study of a man without a compass, and it's fascinating. Oh my god, it's so fascinating. So he's now on this new journey, right? This new mission. And so it's just seeing these different stages, and it's kind of broken down into different things like the handler, the expert, the target. Wait, the handler, the expert, there's another one. I forget now. Oh, the lawyer. Yeah, no, the client. I think, yes, that's it. Yeah, yes. And so it's interesting. We get different locations, but all the time he is doing this thing to ensure of success, right? And yeah, it's really, it's intriguing, and it's not just action, action, action. We do get some action, right? We get this crazy fight scene, but here's the thing: it is pretty realistic. Well, I mean, in the sense of we're not really seeing, right, ridiculous shots and then people getting up from them, right? The type of fight that we have, you are like, yeah, no, that seems fair, right? And there's a lot of body weight stuff in there. It's very good, very well done. But that's this film. It's like a fine watch, right? Just these intricate pieces all come together, all fine tuned to give us this incredible final piece that is just a joy to watch. You know, it was really good acting. You know, like just the dialogue between characters and everything like that. I think it's just well done because you buy it, right? You just think, oh, yeah, like I don't know this. We haven't been with this character a long time, but that's how I imagine they would act when confronted by this, right? We see him, you know, use different things for different solutions, right? Be like, oh, I need this. Where could I get that from? Okay, that's what I'm going to look. And then when, you know, it's time to act, there is no hesitation, right? It kind of takes you off guard sometimes because we are so used to the preamble, right? We're so used to all of that that it would just be like boom, snap, boom, and you're like, oh, fuck, okay, shit. But it's because, you know, everyone's got their own goal, right? Their own, that what they want out of it. So you'll see something, think it's harsh, but then you'll see something else and be like, oh shit, yeah, it's it's really good. I really enjoyed The Killer, right? It's, see, the funny thing about it as well, we're not, it's not a essentially a crazy mission like, you know, we've seen in some of the Bourne films or anything like that, which that's not a dig because I love those films, right? But what I mean is this is more a personal journey, right? Which you understand from the beginning of this, right? So, you know, we're not getting this crazy conclusion or anything like that, but it's just like, ooh, you know, it is. You do feel like, oh fuck, okay, you know, this kind of satisfaction at the end of it. Fincher, I feel, has done a very masterful job with this. All right, so if you unfortunately weren't at the Royal Festival Hall, people, right? you will catch it um tomorrow, Friday the 6th at 2:30, again at the Royal Festival Hall. Then Saturday the 7th, this time 3 p.m. at the View Leicester Square, the View West End. And if you missed that one, it will be playing on Thursday the 12th of October, this time 11:50, 10 to 12 at the BFI South Bank, and in the big screen NFT1. So yes, several opportunities to get your hands on this. Right, throughout the film, we have it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. So we get this very atmospheric soundtrack, that's well, soundscape, should I say, which works very well. But also, our killer does love the Smiths, right? So that we have him listening to the Smiths, and the way all of that is incorporated, sometimes he's got his headphones in, or it might be playing on a car radio, or just these other things, which just, yeah, it works very well. The sound works very well, people. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it. So it's getting a limited it's hitting the cinemas for a limited engagement from the 27th of October. So yes, if you don't get it to see it during the 67th BFI London Film Festival, 27th of October in cinemas, or it will be hitting Netflix on the 10th of November. So those are your opportunities, people. And yeah, this is I loved it. So yeah, people, you can take a look, see what you think. I think if you enjoy those, assassin films, right, these character pieces, if you like the work of David Fincher, then I think The Killer will be for you.